Hello there and welcome back to ADcraft. In today's video I'm going to be covering 10 easy to build but fantastic Christmas decoration ideas for your Minecraft base. So don't go anywhere and let's get on with the video. Number one on the list we have, of course, Christmas trees. So as you can see, there's a variety of different sizes you can build depending on how big your actual Christmas area is. I will be making sure that there's a download in the description for this, so that you can go and actually see the dimensions of these trees and how they're put together, because they can be tricky otherwise. I suggest not going for the smallest. The second smallest is probably the smallest you'd want to go, and make sure that you do mix in some birch leaves when you are creating these, so that you can get the appropriate look. For number two, once you have your tree, you have to decorate it. And there's a number of blocks that you can use. Now some of these are more of your standard blocks, like your glazed terracotta, but actually you can get some fantastic effects by some of the different coloured wall variations. You've got bells, you've got enchanting tables, you've got end portals. Now some of these won't be available if you are in survival easily, for example the end portal blocks. But other ones like the mushroom block do look fantastic, and you can get hold of it quite easily within a survival world. Other things that you can use, again slightly on the expensive side, beacons and conduits, and then you've got some cobwebs and some steel bars and some torches and some end rods in order to get the best effect. And as you can see, when you actually put these on the trees themselves, they do look fantastic, particularly with these walls, because they don't connect to the tree themselves. They do look like baubles that are hanging from the tree. And when you use and mix in some of the slightly stranger blocks, you can get quite a nice effect as well, because they do look a bit different. The cobwebs work brilliantly as tinsel going around your tree, as will the steel bars. Now with the steel bars, I suggest spacing them out a bit. You do get a much better look if you do that than go all the way around the tree with them and try to connect it up. And then it looks like it's sort of weaving in and out of the tree itself. So that's kind of one of the best ways you can decorate your tree. Of course, on top of that, if you want to go and check out my flashing redstone Christmas tree tutorial, that'll give you another way that you can make your tree stand out. Once you've decorated your tree, number three is a star to go on top of it. So you can just put a simple piece of glowstone, you can embellish it with some end rods. If you want to, you can take that and you can surround it with some glass, which looks particularly good if you want to use shaders. And then if you really want to push the boat out, slightly dangerous but does look quite nice, an end crystal. Obviously you have to put that on a piece of obsidian, but that gives a lovely effect as well when you're looking at the tree. Now if you prefer an angel or a fairy on your tree as opposed to one of the stars, then I've got a design for that I came up with. As you'll notice, there is a glow in there, and now we'll cover off how you can actually build these and use them on your tree. The items that you'd need for this angel or fairy are a head of some variety to go on top of it, whether it be a mob or a character head, some armor, so you've got some leather armor that's been dyed white if you want an angel, or dyed pink if you're looking for a fairy, some stained glass, again white for the angel, pink for the fairy. And then you're going to be wanting a piston, a lever, and just some blocks. Now to build the angel on your tree, then first of all you place an armor stand. Next to that we're going to place some blocks so that we can actually place a downward facing piston. And we're going to place that piston and then a lever next to it. Next we get an end rod, we stick that on and we actually push that into the armor stand. Turn off the lever and get some glass, put the glass pane in and do that again. Now that we've done that, we want to extend the glass out around the structure and add the extra wings. Again, add a wing design as you wish, but this wing design is the one that I feel looks the best. And then we take all of these away because we don't need these. Now that is basically our structure done. Next we just need to add some armor. I'm using iron here. Like I said, you can also use dyed, you can also use the dyed variants, and I'm gonna then put the helmet on. And now the helmet's on, the next thing that you want is your mob head. And the mob head just goes then on the glass above it. And there you have your angel. Now, if we just turn that to night, you'll see this glowing. So you actually get light coming out of that as well, which gives it the brilliant look on top of the tree. So what Christmas scene would be complete without a North Pole? So North Pole, nice and easy. Again, you just go for a stripy one with either concrete, or you can use the diorite and red nether brick walls. Personally, this one's my favourite as it gives a more sleek look, similar to the actual North Pole itself. Moving on to number 6, then we've got presents. Now, there are ones that look very much like presents, the kelp, even though it's kind of a horrible colour. But actually, there's a lot of different variants of block in the game that can be particularly good as presents and look like wrapping paper underneath the tree. Some of these, again, work better in survival than others. My particular favourite, though, there is the block of coal, just because. You can also go a bit more over the top and build yourself a giant present. And you can do this by adding a bow on top. And then if you add some banners down the side, it makes it look a bit more ribbon-like on that and gives it a bit more depth to the actual build itself. So for number 7, we have a sledge. There's 2 variants here, one that just uses the some slab and a stair block to make it the basic shape of a sledge, but my particular favourite is a design that I came up with, which is a couple of open fence gates, and then if you put some spruce trapdoors on top, that looks fantastic. It works much better if you do surround it with snow, however, so you can only see the bit that you're looking at, and then it does get a very sledgy look to it. At number 8, if you've got a sweet tooth, or if you're building a gingerbread house in your world, then actually having a candy forest there can look really good, particularly using something like this, which is the dark oak trapdoors, which look perfectly like chocolate. You can lie them down on the floor, or you can stand them up. If you put the 2 back to back, it gives a bit more depth and a bit more thickness. Then you've got your classic candy cane design using your redstone blocks and your quartz pillars and stairs in order to make a candy cane sticking out of the ground. And lastly, you've got a couple of giant lollipops. So you can use these with either a quartz pillar in the middle on its side, or some purple blocks, depending on how you want to do that. And then that is with some of the glazed terracotta as well. For number 9, we've got Snowman. So of course you can build your snowman using your carved pumpkin and then shear it to get a snowman, putting that carved pumpkin on 2 snow blocks. I've just kept him in place with some glass panes. If you don't want something that melts, then of course you can use some smooth quartz, and this is just using levers and a mob head. And then we've got this jolly little fellow, so this giant snowman, which I'll just show you how to build in a second, and he would look fantastic in any oversized build, as you can see. So for this build, you're going to start with a space, and then you're going to put a quartz block in there. Now you're going to put some upside down quartz stairs surrounding that. Once you've done that, you can fill in the gaps and create a nice curved base all the way around. And then we're going to go up 2 sets of quartz blocks rather, up to give him the body height. Now if you wanted to go up 3, you could, but for this I'll just go up the 2. Next you can add the scarf, so you just alternate the red nether brick stairs with your polished diorite stairs to make it look like he's wearing a scarf. And then down one side where you've got a polished diorite there, then you want a bottom stair, and then you want a top stair, upside down stair rather. Now to finish off the head, what you're going to do is put in the neck piece. You're then going to come up here with this, and actually we're going to use the magenta terracotta at that point. And what we're then going to do is place a slab at the bottom here, and then all the way around that we're going to place full blocks, and that gives him an open mouth so you can actually see the back of his mouth there as well, and finish that off with some more full blocks. Now lastly, we're going to put a hat on him, so we're going to place some nether brick on top, and then all the way around the side of that nether brick, bottom slabs, we're going to place 3, and then 3, and then 3, and then 3. And lastly, just this makes him mob proof as well, we're going to put half slabs on top of his hat to increase the height of his hat. Now in order to decorate this guy, then we're going to use some dark oak buttons for his buttons. That dark oak button is also going to be his eyes, and then of course the lovely orange acacia for a nice carrot nose. Next we're going to build the arms, so you come around the side and you want to be placing a stair gate and then a dark oak fence. Now you can obviously, you'll need to press shift to place the fence next to it. You can do whatever you like at this point. You can come out further with the arms, you can go up, you can go down with the arms, but I've chosen to actually then hang a lantern from the bottom, so he's carrying a lantern on this side, and then on the other side you just do the same again with the dark oak fence, gate, then the fence, and then this time on this hand he's going to be holding a redstone torch, and there you've got your finished build. For number 10 we have snow. So snow layers can add a lot to a build, especially in a Christmas style. No build would be complete without them, so make sure you do stock up on snow layers, stick them all around your builds, make sure that they get piled up and look like they're drifting, but snow is number 10 on the list. So switching back to the vanilla textures now, just to show you that everything does still look great. All of these designs and these ideas do still work brilliantly with those vanilla textures on. And with that, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video, and please do make sure that you leave a like and subscribe for future videos on the channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time.